I think I've been a part of the resistance movement for a long time, even before it was called the resistance movement. From my lived experience as an immigrant, like a working class immigrant kid, and the ways in which, me and my family had to consistently advocate for ourselves, and we were consistently confronting kind of different power structures and hustling them so that we could survive, to my training as a youth organizer and all the amazing mentors and femtors that I had, to actually taking a position as someone who now trains other organizers. I think the resistance is incredibly important. I'm really excited by all of the people that want to be a part of it, and I hope that it's something that folks build longevity into, because it's moments like this where we see big historical shifts. I think everyone has been personally impacted by the changes in the political terrain. So for years, as a mixed status family, we always had an emergency plan if something happened, but it was a plan that we never really had to think about too much. It was there, we had it, and since Trump's gotten elected, my mother and I talk about what's going to happen to us, what's going to happen to our family. And it's not just us, right? It's families all over the country that are having to contend with the fact that they're being separated, that their safety and their stability is on the line. And so I think it is a moment where it is really scary. And it's also, I think, a moment for organizers and for movements, right? So for years, organizers and movements have been trained and have been building and have, I think, been working up to moments like this. And so I think it is our time. It's our calling to come here and do the work that we've been trained to do, so that we can protect our communities in this time and contest for the political power that will make it so in the future we're actually living in the alternatives that we're trying to build.
We're here to stop evictions. We're here to
As movements, we get to decide whether this is a moment that's going to squash us or whether this is a moment that we use to grow. And I think the resistance has been doing a really good job of growing, even when it's clumsy, even when it's hard. So I have a lot of hope in that. I think the worst thing to lose is your hope, right? Because the minute you lose your hope, there's no way that you can imagine an alternative, and you go into a really dark place. And so for me, whether it's being home with my wife or being in my community or being a part of different movements that I get to be a part of and see victories, even if they're really small, all of that is part of my practice of staying in hope and grounding in possibility, and just consistently imagining that another world is possible and another world is going to happen, and we're building it in these kind of little pockets.